The 2018 Summer Showdown resumes now at North Wilkesboro Speedway. For round 2, the format is the same. 5 heats, 16 cars per heat, 25 laps, caution laps do count, single file restarts, and no mandatory pit stops. The first of 3 stories to keep an eye on in this heat is the younger Burton. Jeb Burton is 26 years old and he will start on the pole for this heat. He had the 14th fastest overall time, but finished 6th in round 1 of heat 4, placing him in this heat of round 2. Harrison Burton is a rising star, but he'll need to step up here if he wants to race the A main. His father Jeff Burton just won the previous heat. The next story is no mistakes. Last heat, we saw Matt Kenseth get penalized for passing before the start-finish line, and that destroyed his chances to race in the A main. Will the other drivers learn from this? Finally, short track veterans. Several drivers grew up on the short tracks, but 3 drivers that have made a name for themselves on the short track scene are here. Those are Ken Schrader, Ryan Preece, and Dylan Smith, also known as Black Mamba. Will their expertise shine tonight? Now, here's the starting lineup for round 2, heat number 2. On the pole is Jeb Burton, and alongside is Michael McDowell. Both drivers had excellent qualifying sessions, but not so good round 1s. Can they redeem here? Row 2 has Ken Schrader, longtime competitor in the Cup Series, and Zane Smith, currently 2nd in ARCA points. Row 3 has Trevor Bayne, looking for something good for 2019, and Cole Custer, who is in his 2nd season in the Xfinity Series. Row 4 has Ryan Preece, 2019 Cup Series rookie, and Kurt Busch, who has a good record on short tracks. Cody Ware will start in 9th, and Landon Castle with North Carolina-based Darrow will start in 10th. Noah Gragson, newest driver to join the Xfinity Series in 2019, will start in 11th. And Harrison Burton will start in 12th place for Richard Childress Racing. Jesse Iwuji and Dylan Smith are teammates for the showdown, and they will start in the same row for Heat 2. In the final row, Brian Vickers is a man on a mission from 15th, and Parker Kligerman is currently ranked last of 80 teams so far. He has nowhere to go but up from here. So the cars are about to roll off here. Jeb Burton is on the pole, Michael McDowell 2nd, Ken Schrader, the inaugural Summer Showdown champion, is in 3rd. Zane Smith, with a very strong qualifying run, is going to start in 4th here. Trevor Bayne 5th, Cole Custer 6th, and how about Ryan Preece, Kurt Busch? Farther in the back, Cody Ware and Landon Castle round out your top 10. But that's not all. Noah Gragson, Harrison Burton, Jesse Iwuji, Dylan Smith, Brian Vickers, and Parker Kligerman. Here we go, guys. Pace car is pulled on in. Who's going to win heat number 2, and who is going to have a good shot at the A main? Here we go. Green flag is out. We are racing once more here at North Wilkesboro. Down into turn number 1, and look how close everyone is as Jeb Burton goes way up high, and they're about to go 4 wide as McDowell is going to put his nose in there. That was really aggressive as Ken Schrader is going to lead lap 1 possibly as they come off of turn number 4. No, and we got trouble. Trevor Bayne is able to lead that lap, and we have a lot of cars spun here. Castle, Smith, Jeb Burton is relegated all the way to last. As they come back to the line here, it looks like Trevor Bayne is going to come back to the line as your leader, and Ryan Preece down to the inside, and he is going to be in 2nd. So a lot of calamity here. Drivers are desperate here. Jeb Burton, lots of damage to the left side of his car. Dylan Smith farther in the back. Landon Castle got turned. Zane Smith also involved. Let's see what happened here to bring out the first caution. So a big pack here off of turn number 4. Zane Smith in the middle. Kurt Busch low. Michael McDowell gets in the back of Jeb Burton. And Zane Smith was just along for the ride. I think Zane just swung a little bit too high up. Jesse Iwuji barely made it through on the inside. Parker Kligerman gained quite a few spots. Good for him. And yeah, Castle gets to turn there. Let's take another look here as they come off of turn number 4. I'm very curious. Oh, interesting. McDowell was just so close to both Jeb Burton and Zane Smith. That's what took both of them out of contention. So that is why both of them ended up spitting out. And then Landon Castle and Dylan Smith were also involved in this incident. But guys, the two biggest losers I would have to say so far are the two Childress cars in this heat, Jeb Burton and Harrison Burton. So both Burtons are definitely involved in this incident. I just realized it's the Burtons. And it's really funny too because Jeff Burton won the last heat. So the field has taken the 1 to go here. We currently have 7 laps complete. So we currently have 19 laps to go here. Going to be 18 this time. Trevor Bayne is your leader. But look who's in second. That is Ryan Preece in the 54. It was announced that Ryan Preece is going to have a full-time ride in the Cup Series, but he's going to have one last hoorah here driving for David Gilliland's team. But currently, Trevor Bayne in his one last hoorah in the 6 car is your leader, followed by Ken Schrader, Kurt Busch, and how about Brian Vickers all the way up in 5th. Here we go, green flag is out. Harrison Burton and Zane Smith are both down to the inside. It's going to be interesting to see if anything is going to happen to them, if they get any black flags or not, but so far it doesn't look like it, as Vickers is in 4th. Noah Gragson looking to the inside of Kurt Busch. Off of turn number 4, Trevor Bayne gets into the wall, and we got some trouble behind, and Ken Schrader saves it. They all save it, but the caution is out regardless. Zane Smith is on pit road, by the way. I don't know if there was more problems or not. As they come off of turn number 4, Trevor Bayne is going to hold off Ryan Preece, but look who's in 3rd, Noah Gragson in 81. So first of all, Zane Smith went down pit road. I mentioned before that Zane was to the inside, and I wonder if he had to do a pass-through penalty because he went down to the inside to try to advance his position. So Zane Smith, look at him all the way to the inside of Landon Castle. Not just was he to the inside of Landon Castle, but I believe, yeah, he advanced his position before coming to the line. So Zane Smith is black flagged, and so because of that, he had to do a stop and go penalty. So while Zane Smith was coming down pit road, Dylan Smith was behind Jeb Burton, and look at Jeb Burton full on send it into turn number 3, and he gets him into Cole Custer, and they both spin out in turn number 3, and they both get into the outside wall. Jeb Burton's day started on pole, absolutely gone downhill, as he now has a lot of damage, and he is, I believe, back in 15th position. And Cole Custer is not having a good day either in the Stewart-Haas Racing Ford. And that is actually the reason why the caution came out. Off of turn number 4, Landon Castle and Dylan Smith were going at it, as they were both really low to the inside, and they get into each other, and Landon Castle almost turns, and he does turn Dylan Smith into the inside wall, but it looks like they both do keep going. Lots of damage though, but as we just said, they are both still racing on the racetrack. And then finally, the thing that we saw on the front straightaway between Ken Schrader and Brian Vickers. So also what happened, I think what triggered it was that Trevor Bayne, the leader, got into the wall, and Brian Vickers and Ken Schrader, they were both doing some evasive maneuvering, and Vickers gets into Ken Schrader, and boy, that is a very hard turn as Schrader head on into the inside wall, as Brian Vickers also gets into the inside wall. Surprisingly, not too much damage for the 52, as Noah Gragson barely gets by on the outside with Kurt Busch on top of him. And Brian Vickers also has quite a bit of damage to the inside, or to the left side of his car. So after all of that commotion, the field has taken the 1 to go. Zane Smith is a lap down, and it should be noted that we do have more than 10 laps to go. So the way how the rules work, the lap down car is to the inside. So he has a chance to get his lap back. So that's going to be interesting to watch. But also, the top 10 is also very interesting to watch as well, as Trevor Bayne is your leader, followed by Ryan Preece, Noah Gragson, Kurt Busch, and how about Cody Ware in 5th? Huge improvement by him. And how about Parker Kligerman, who started in last? Could Parker gain the bonus 50 points? But here we go, pace car is in, and the green is out here. We only have 11 laps to go. Trevor Bayne has cleared Zane Smith as now Ryan Preece is side by side with Zane Smith, and Noah Gragson is now behind Zane Smith. Into turn number 3, Noah Gragson is going to push Zane Smith to the high side, as now he looks to the inside of Zane Smith as they are 3 wide behind as Brian Vickers is to the inside of Cody Ware and Kurt Busch. Trevor Bayne continues to lead. Zane Smith is going to swing high as Noah Gragson has passed Ryan Preece for the second position, and Brian Vickers is coming. Zane Smith swings way up high as they're going to be 3 wide as they make contact, but they keep racing. Gragson is now going to try to catch Trevor Bayne. Vickers with a lot of damage to the left side of his car. He is not stopping at all as he is now in 3rd. Ryan Preece is now back to 4th. Cody Ware 5th. Kurt Busch 6th. Coming off of turn number 4 now, with only 8 laps to go here in North Wilkesboro. Trevor Bayne continues to lead, but Noah Gragson is definitely catching him. Vickers is also catching both of them, as we have a big battle behind here, as well as Kurt Busch is looking to the inside of Cody Ware. Off of turn number 4 here, and they get into each other, and Cody Ware with a strong save. Kurt Busch now swings to the high side. Parker Kligerman looking to try to take the inside, and no dice on any of them, as Brian Vickers has caught Noah Gragson. Off of turn number 4, and Brian Vickers and Noah Gragson are side by side, as now with only 6 laps to go here at Wilkesboro. Trevor Bayne is still your leader, and Vickers is now in 2nd, but Noah Gragson is holding on for dear life. Just want to mention on the bottom side, Ken Schrader is 15th, Dylan Smith is 14th, and Cole Custer 13th, Landon Castle 12th, and Jeb Burton is 11th. But for the lead, Brian Vickers has passed Noah Gragson, and can Vickers, with the damage to the left side of his car, get the win and quite a bit of bonus points. Because Brian Vickers, I just want to mention, he only started in 15th, and Trevor Bayne is to the high side. That is enough room for Brian Vickers with only 4 laps to go. Side by side, they're going to go. Can Brian Vickers get the nose ahead through turn number 3? Into turn number 3, and Brian Vickers should have it with Noah Gragson now behind. And Brian Vickers clears Trevor Bayne with only 3 laps to go. Kurt Busch, by the way, has moved into 5th. Ryan Preece is also starting to join the battle. And how about Brian Vickers, started in 15th, is going to gain a plethora of points. And here we go! Into the outside wall! And Ryan Preece gets to him, and here comes the whole pack. Zane Smith spins. Michael McDowell gets into Zane Smith. This race is going to end under caution. Unbelievable, guys. And Brian Vickers is going to win this heat. And Kurt Busch, I think, is going to finish in 2nd. My oh my, guys. This race is not over until it's over. So the final lap is going to be under caution. Brian Vickers is going to win this race. Noah Gragson tried going all out, and it ends up not working for him. We're going to need to see what the final order is, but all I know is that it absolutely hurt Noah Gragson and Trevor Bayne. Not as much Trevor Bayne, as I believe he ends up finishing in 4th, as the checker flag is out, as everyone is slowing down here. We have a lot to unpack here, guys. As we slow down here, we're going to get all of our stats together, all up in a line. Here's who finished where. Brian Vickers, absolutely strong run as he came out back. He ends up winning. Ryan Preece finishes in 2nd. Kurt Busch ends up coming up to finish 3rd. Trevor Bayne, strong run, finishing in 4th. Cody Ware finishes in 5th. Parker Kligerman, how about him, Parker? Finishing in 6th. That should get him at least into the B main. Michael McDowell, and then Noah Gragson, who tried sending it in turn number 4, finishes in 8th. Harrison Burton, after his little mishap at the beginning, finishes in 9th. And then Landon Castle finishes in 10th. And then farther in the back, Jesse Awuji finishes 11th. Jeb, disappointing run, finishing in 12th. Cole Custer, 13th. Dylan Smith, 14th, so it looks like he's going to have to go into the C main. Ken Schrader, not a good run for him at all, finishing in 15th. And then Zane Smith, because of his stop and go penalty, finishes in 16th. It will not earn any points. Here are the updated point standings. Brian Vickers does not pass Jeff Burton, but with 42 bonus points, that should secure Vickers into the A main event. Ryan Preece falls in behind Vickers with 272 points. Kurt Busch is now 5th with 261 points. Trevor Bayne is in a good spot at the moment with 247 points. And how about Cody Ware, currently 8th with 237 points. On to the next group. Michael McDowell jumps up to 11th with 220 points, and Parker Kligerman from 80th to 12th. Not too sure if that will lock Parker in, but the bonus points will help Parker out for sure. Noah Gragson is tied to 3-time champion Tony Stewart. Tony gets the tiebreaker for now because of his faster time from qualifying. But if Stewart finished 15th or better in his heat number 5, Stewart will be ahead of Gragson regardless. Also keep in mind the wreck and how many potential points Gragson lost trying to gain one spot. Sound familiar? Jeb Burton rides at 19th with 188 points. Landon Castle and Harrison Burton are up to 26th and 29th respectively, but is that good enough? Keep watching to find out. No one is in this group of 10, but notice some names that are here were up in the top 10 before round 2. This puts pressure on them to succeed so that they can race the big race. 48th is Jesse Iwuji, and Cole Custer is 50th after his troubles in this heat. They need to sit and watch to find out where they will be placed. Ken Schrader is up to 137 points, but it will be a long road for Ken if he wants to be the first driver to win multiple summer showdowns. Zane Smith is still tied with Johnson and Almirola because he earned no points in Heat 2. Zane still wins the tiebreaker because of qualifying. Dylan Smith will also have his work cut out for him when he races the C main. No one is in the bottom part of the standings, but you see now who needs to perform if they want to race in the A main of the 2018 Summer Showdown. That will do it for Heat 2. The picture is starting to get a little clear. Up next is Heat 3 of Round 2. You will see that this Tuesday night. We'll take another break here, and we'll be right back with all the action. You don't want to miss a thing.